the echo of courage. In the chaotic heart of a war-torn nation, where the world's a constant shade of dust and desperation, U.S. Marine pilot Ryan Henderson was a ghost in the machine. His helicopter's blades beat a rhythm of grim purpose, a stark counterpoint to the quiet devastation below. On a routine rescue mission, an unexpected missile blast sent his chopper spinning out of the sky. He crash-landed in a town that had been erased from the map, a skeleton of concrete and shattered dreams. Emerging from the wreckage, Ryan's mind was a storm of tactical analysis and survival instincts. But amidst the rubble, something stopped him dead in his tracks. A young girl, no older than 8, stood with an impossible stillness. Dressed in clothes that were little more than rags, her eyes held a profound depth that spoke of a wisdom far beyond her years. Her name was Alara. Unlike other children, she showed no fear. She clutched a worn, makeshift doll, a small, defiant testament to hope in a hopeless place. For Ryan, the sight was a jolt. He saw a flicker of his own daughter, Lila, a girl safe in her suburban home in Oakwood, California, thousands of miles away. Overcome by a gut feeling, an emotional resonance he couldn't ignore, he made a snap decision that would alter both their futures. With a gentle touch that felt alien to his hardened hands, he knelt and offered her a promise: safety, a new life, a world without the endless thump of war. Alara, in a display of trust that was both humbling and absolute, simply nodded and placed her tiny, grimy hand in his. Their journey back to the U.S. was more than a flight, it was a bridge to a new life. Ryan navigated the bureaucratic labyrinth of international adoption, and with every paper signed, he felt the weight of his commitment grow. He was no longer just a pilot, he was a father. He was bringing Alara to a new world, one of sprawling green lawns and noisy suburban streets. The transition to life in Oakwood was a quiet revolution for Alara. She was a sponge, absorbing everything with wide, curious eyes. The vibrant colors of American supermarkets, the laughter in school hallways, the simple joy of chasing fireflies in the backyard, it was all a wondrous mystery. Her stoic silence slowly thawed, replaced by a growing comfort and openness with Ryan. He learned to soothe her night terrors, ghosts of the past that haunted her sleep, and she learned to find solace in his presence. Their bond, forged in the ashes of war, grew stronger with every shared smile and every moment of shared silence. As the years passed, Alara blossomed. Her brilliance, once a quiet ember, ignited. School was her sanctuary. While she excelled in every subject, it was in engineering that she found her true passion. She had a mind that saw patterns and solutions where others saw only complexity. She'd spend hours tinkering with old car engines, building intricate mechanical models, and devouring books on robotics and structural design. Ryan, immensely proud, fueled her passion, buying her engineering kits and arranging meetings with local innovators. Their home became a laboratory of shared projects, their laughter echoing through the halls as they solved complex puzzles together. But with her blossoming passion came a growing curiosity about her past. She started asking questions about her homeland, her family, and the culture she had only faint memories of. Ryan, with grace and honesty, answered them all. He shared photos and stories, helping her piece together her lineage and connect with her roots, showing her that her past was a vital part of who she was. Their unique journey was not about erasing one life for another, but about building a beautiful, complex whole. 20 years after Ryan adopted her, their world turned upside down. A rare, life-threatening condition landed Ryan in a hospital bed, his vibrant spirit slowly fading. The doctors were at a loss, but an international medical consortium offered a sliver of hope, a groundbreaking experimental procedure. The catch? It required a unique, rare mineral, found only in the region of the war-torn country where Ryan had found Alara all those years ago. The mineral was controlled by a dangerous warlord, a notorious figure who saw the land as his personal fiefdom. The news hit Alara like a physical blow. The man who had been her rock, her guardian, was now in desperate need, and she was his only hope. Looking at Ryan, his eyes dimmed by pain, she knew what she had to do. In a moment of quiet, powerful resolve, she decided to return to her homeland. The brilliant engineer who had once been a frightened child was now a determined woman, ready to face a world she had only ever known through Ryan's stories. Her decision was met with protest from Ryan, who feared for her safety. But Alara was immovable. This wasn't just a rescue mission, it was a repayment of a debt of love. She was going back to the place that had given her life, to save the man who had given her a life worth living. Armed with her sharp intellect and an unwavering resolve, Alara began her journey. The trip was a maze of dangers, but the image of Ryan's weary face propelled her forward. She navigated the corrupt bureaucracy and treacherous landscapes, using her engineering knowledge to outsmart guards and her courage to negotiate with ruthless figures. In a tense, climactic moment, she stood face to face with a warlord, a man infamous for his cruelty. But Alara, drawing on a strength she hadn't known she possessed, devised a brilliant plan. She used her skills to extract the mineral from an old, abandoned mine, creating a system that bypassed the warlord's checkpoints and rendered his power play useless. With the precious mineral in her hands, she began the grueling race back home. She was battling against time and her own exhaustion, but the fear of being too late was a potent fuel. When she finally arrived back in the United States, she was a different person. Her eyes held a new depth, a reflection of the complex journey she had completed. She rushed to the hospital, the small container clutched in her hand like a sacred relic. The doctors worked swiftly. The mineral was integrated into the treatment, and over the next few anxious hours, a miracle began to unfold. Ryan's condition started to improve. The man who had rescued a little girl from a war-torn land was now being saved by the same girl, now a brilliant, courageous woman. Alara had repaid him, not with money or possessions, but with an echo of his own courage. She had saved the man who had changed her life forever, bringing their extraordinary journey full circle. In saving Ryan, she had not only found her roots but had also discovered the unbreakable strength within herself. The little girl from a distant land and the brave pilot from Oakwood were a family, bound by a love that transcended biology and was forged in the enduring fire of gratitude.